All right, good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great start to your day so far. So with the heat outside, I don't know where you're practicing, but the heat here in Southern California is pretty intense, so hence we're in my kitchen this morning. So we'll go ahead and start on our backs, and I just want us to breathe into our practice. We're going to be working on the hamstrings today. So if you know that you're already a little bit tight, you can grab a block or a strap, and that might help us in our practice today. So when you are ready, let's go ahead and we'll lay down onto our backs. And then just wiggle everything out, so then that way you can feel the entire back connected to the floor. And then let's bring the knees into the chest, wrap the hands around the shins or behind the knees on the hamstrings, and pull the knees as close to the chin as possible. Then I want you to feel the sit bones soften and lower down towards the floor and push forward. Relax the shoulders here. And then let's take our breaths here to arrive in our practice all together. So when you're ready, we'll take 3 breaths in through the nose and out of the mouth. When you're ready, inhale deeply. Open mouth, exhale, sigh everything out. And do that 2 more times. Inhale into the body. Open mouth, exhale, slowly sigh it out. And then one last time, bigger inhale here. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Lift the forehead towards the knees, soften the shoulders. And then as you bring the forehead and the back of the head and the shoulders down, seal the lips. And extend the legs out straight. Pull the shoulder blades underneath the body. Let's just take a moment here in corpse pose, Shavasana, before we even start our practice. So give yourself an opportunity to find your conscious breath here. Seal the lips and start to tune in to your breath, breathing deeply in through the nose and out of the nose. Feel the entire back side of the body starting to relax, but all of the awareness still focused on your deep breaths. And notice if you're still gripping onto the body, can you soften the back side of the body into the floor, into the mat? Take 2 more breaths. And then let's go ahead and begin. Start by bringing that right knee into the chest. Extend the left leg out strong and rotate the inner thigh down to the floor. You're going to hug the knee into the chest. If you have a strap and you're tight in the hamstrings, you can place the strap or a belt or something around the ball of the foot. But if not, no worries. I like to extend my leg up straight and interlace the hands behind my hamstring. So right leg extended to the ceiling. Flex the foot and you're pressing through the heel, the right heel. And at the same time, you're pressing the left foot forward. Rotate the inner left thigh down to the floor. Rotate the inner right thigh forward. See if you can feel both heels pressing in the direction they're pointing. Relax the shoulders. And then if you have the opportunity, maybe you reach for the big toe with the right fingers and grab it with the peace fingers. Start to bring the front part of the thigh closer to the shin. If not, you can always grab behind the calf as well. So wherever you are, soften through the right shoulder. Feel that length in the back of the hamstring. Just take a few breaths here. You don't want to push it. See if you can let the breath do all the work of opening up the leg. Take 2 more breaths here. Take 1 more big, deep breath in. And a full exhale. Bring the right knee back into the chest. I just want you to open it up out to the side, lay the right knee down, coming into a half bound angle. The right foot will come towards the inner left thigh. It's almost like you're in a reverse tree or a reclined tree pose, but feel this left hip still staying down. You can use a block underneath the right knee if your hips become unlevel, or you can place like a pillow or a sweatshirt, something under there. And then feel both hip points even. Open this right thigh up. Take a couple of breaths here. Then you're going to inhale to bring that right knee back into the chest. The right knee back into the chest. Let the knee cross all the way over the body. Come onto the left hip. Open up the right arm out to a T. Maybe gaze towards the right hand. You're on that left hip, but you're keeping the right shoulder connected to the floor. Once you find that sweet spot, take a couple of breaths. One more full breath. And let's inhale, come back to center. Hug the right knee into the chest. Place the right foot on the floor just to re-square and center the hips. And then let's bring both knees back into the chest. Hug the knees in, lift the forehead towards the knees, soften the shoulder blades down the back. Keep the left knee hugged in, extend the right foot out straight. Heel presses into the floor, right toes point up to the ceiling. Relax the shoulders as you pull the left knee into the chin. And then when you're ready, you can start to extend the left foot up. Maybe grab behind the hamstring, maybe grab behind the calf. Use a strap if necessary. And then feel this left hip driving down to the floor. Reach the right heel forward. And as you bring the left thigh closer to the chin, can you extend the heel up higher to the ceiling? Once you find that sweet spot, take a few breaths here, letting the hips settle. Feel this scissoring action with the thighs as you try and pull the thighs together, even though you're pressing the heels in opposite directions. Maybe reach for the big left toe with the left peace fingers. Right hand to the right hip to encourage the right hip to stay connected to the earth. Soften in the breath. Relax the shoulders. Take one more full cycle here. Bend the left knee back into the chest. Take a big, deep inhale in. Then you're going to let the knee open up to the left. If you need that block on the other side, bring the block underneath the left knee. Right hand on the hip. And if you don't have a block, that's okay. You still want to keep the hips level so you can use the block. You can have the pose in the position without the prop. You're just going to be doing a little bit more work through the outer hip. Once you find your sweet spot, pause here. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more cycle. And bring that left knee back into the chest. Open the left arm out to a T as you come onto the right hip. Pull the left knee across the body. You can gaze up towards the ceiling or gaze over towards the left hand. Soften through that left shoulder. Feel the left shoulder blade connected to the floor. Take a few breaths here, feeling the twist of the spine. Navel pulls back towards the spine. Take one more full breath. You'll release the left knee. Inhale to come back to center. Left foot presses on the floor just to realign the hips. Both knees come into the chest. Lift the forehead towards the knees. Shoulder blades move down the back. Belly button to the spine. Take a few breaths here. And then you can either roll onto the right side and press that, or start to rock and roll on the spine. Maybe do that a couple of times to wake up the spine and then come up to seated. We'll actually cross over the shins and come into table pose. When you come into table pose, I want you to spread the fingers nice and wide. Typically, the middle finger is pointed forward, but I like to have my pointer finger pointed forward, the hand slightly rotated, just to give my wrists a little bit of relief. And then I'll rotate the weight in between the pointer finger and thumb. Bring the knees together here so that the knees are right underneath the hips. And I want you to reach the heart forward, but make sure the shoulders are right over the wrists. And then on your inhale, reach the heart forward, look up, bring the heels towards the booty. And then as you exhale, shins come down, round the back, navel towards the spine. Inhale to lengthen, heart forward, heels come up, point the toes. And then exhale to round, chin towards the chest, shoulder blades spread. Do that 2 more times. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. 1 more time. Inhale to lengthen the heart forward. Pull the heels in. And then exhale to round. Find your neutral spine. Step back into plank pose 1 foot at a time. Reach the crown of the head forward. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. Pull the navel towards the spine. Again, booty's not too high. We're not dancing the booty up. We're not dipping the hips. Nice long straight line of energy. Ears in line with the shoulders. Reach through the heels. Take 1 more big deep breath in. And then use your exhale to pull the hips up towards the ceiling. Chest comes towards the front of the thighs. Keep the weight in between the pointer finger and thumb. Feel the sit bones lift as high as possible. Heart comes closer to the front of the thighs. Take a few breaths here. Feel the floor stretching forward as the heart comes closer to the fronts of the quads. And you can start to pedal out the feet, bending one knee liberally and then pressing the opposite heel to the floor and then using your breath to switch sides. Getting into the ankle, the Achilles, the back of the calves, and the hamstrings here. Go ahead and continue to move as quickly or slowly, letting all the pops and the cracks work out of the body. And then take 1 more breath before coming into stillness. Find your stillness. Press the floor down and forward. Reach the sit bones nice and high. Take a big deep breath in. Bring the toes together if they're not. Inhale the right leg up. Open up that right hip and send the right heel back towards the sit bones. Keep the chest square though to the palms. Keep pressing the floor down. See if you can lower that left heel. That might not touch the earth, but see if you can feel that lengthening in the back of the left leg. 1 more breath. And then let's inhale to square the hips. Extend the right leg. Look forward. Take a big deep breath in to lengthen. As you exhale, bring the right knee into the nose and then plant the foot. Walk the foot forward so that the ankle is underneath the knee, and then we're lowering the left knee and untucking the toes. Use the right hand to come up onto the right knee and then sink into the right knee so you feel a stretch in front of the left hip. Soften the shoulders. Take a full deep breath in and a deep breath out. Just go ahead and extend the arms up now, right alongside the ears. Sink a little bit deeper into that left hip. Rotate the pinkies towards one another. Get long through the spine. Inhale to lengthen. Use the exhale to bring the hands down to the floor. Start to walk the hands back to the left knee, straightening through the right leg. Right toes point up to the ceiling. Notice if the left hip started to scoot out towards the left knee. Pull the left hip back. And then as you do that, press through the ball of the right foot. Let's inhale to find length out of the spine. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you start to hinge forward. Think about the chin moving towards the toes, not just dipping down. So find length through the entire spine. You might not hinge as far forward. And then when you find that sweet spot, you can start to bend the elbows, maybe getting a little bit deeper into your half splits. Take a few breaths here. Let the breath create space in the hamstring wherever you're feeling tightness. And then sometimes in these poses, we just need to surrender a little bit more. So let go of any gripping that you're feeling. Relax through the jaw. And soften any facial muscles that you might be engaging. Take one more full breath. And then we'll inhale to walk the hands forward, plant the palms, tuck the left toes to firm the leg, extend the right leg back, plank pose. Inhale to rock the shoulders forward. As you exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway, elbows in line with the body. Come to the tops of the feet. Inhale to press into the tops of the feet and the palms. And as you exhale, you'll lift the hips, come over the toes, find your downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Belly button towards the spine. Press the floor forward and down. Lift the hips. Soften the shoulders away from the back of the head. Take another full breath. And then let's do the other side. Bring the feet together. Inhale to lift the left leg, open up through the left hip and let the left heel bend towards the sit bones. Keep the shoulders square as possible. Keep pressing the floor down and forward. Take another full cycle of breath here. And then inhale to re-straighten the legs, square the hips, look forward. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, plant the foot between the palms. Reach the heart forward. Make sure that the ankle is right underneath the left knee, and then you'll lower the right knee and untuck the toes. Inhale to press up. Use the leverage of that left knee, the hands on the left knee, to drive the right hip forward. But again, notice if everything starts to hinge off to the side. As you keep the shoulders and the hips square, grow tall through the spine. Ears over the shoulders. Take another breath here. Keep the core working. And then when you're ready, let's add the arms. Arms right alongside the ears. Rotate the triceps forward. Extend the fingertips up towards the ceiling. But then feel the shoulder blades move down the back. Take another full breath. One more breath in to grow tall. Now as you exhale, we'll bring the hands down to the floor. Start to walk the hands back towards that right knee as you straighten through the left leg. Hips stay square. Get some length. Inhale halfway. And then exhale, now find your fold. Reach the chin down towards the toes. Don't let that right hip start swaying out to the right side. Push everything into midline. Press through the ball of the left foot and see if you can deepen into this pose. You might notice one side is a little bit tighter than the other. And so see what you can do to breathe through that space. 2 more breaths. When you're ready, we'll inhale, come back to center. Tuck the right toes to firm the leg, plant the palms, extend the left leg back into plank pose. On your inhale, rock the shoulders past the wrists. As you exhale, you'll lower halfway, chaturanga. Inhale to the tops of the feet, press into the palms, upward facing dog. And then exhale, you'll roll over the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Lift the sit bones high. Feel the shoulder blades moving down the back. Take 1 more breath. And I want you to look forward. Start to walk your feet towards your hands. Come into a forward fold, the top of your mat where you're practicing. Inhale halfway, fingertips underneath the shoulders or hands to the shins. Exhale to forward fold. Pause here. Put a slight bend in the knees. Maybe grab onto opposite elbows. But I want you to feel the lengthening of the back of the legs. Take another full cycle of breath here. And then we'll go ahead and bend in the knees on your inhale, rise all the way up. Feel the palms touch. Look at the thumbs as they touch overhead. And then exhale to pull the hands down to the heart. Close the eyes here. And then just see if you can find your mountain pose. Hands come to the sides of the body. Soften the shoulders down the back. And then just breathe into this space. Can you let go of anything that you are working through and just be here in this moment, in this time? Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, make sure you're at the top of the mat. Inhale, arms out and up, palms touch overhead. As you exhale, lead with the heart, dive forward over the thighs. Inhale, flat back, hands to the shins or fingertips underneath the shoulders. Exhale to forward fold, bend the knees, plant the palms, find your plank pose. Choose to move through a vinyasa, or you can come right into downward facing dog. If you're going through a vinyasa, inhale to rock the shoulders forward. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Inhale, come up, upward facing dog, press into the palms and the feet. And then exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Take a big, deep breath in and a deep breath out. One more breath. On your next inhale, right leg is going to lift. Open up the hips. Bring that right heel towards the left glute. Keep pressing into the outer edge of the right palm. Take one more breath. Inhale to straighten the leg. Look forward. Plant the foot between the palms. I want you to spiral the left foot down. With the left arm, windmill up, find your warrior two. So unfortunately, I'm starting with my back tee, but I do want you to see, we want this right thigh parallel to the earth as much as possible. We're working on the hamstrings. So if you need to, walk that right foot forward. The heels should line up, the front heel should line up with the back heel or the back arch, but I want you to slightly point those the left toes, towards the top of the mat. Seal the outer edge of the left foot to the floor, and then add the arms. As you scoop this right glute underneath the hip, the knee should point towards the middle toe. Extend the arms out away from one another. Take a full deep breath here. Flip the right hand, reverse the warrior. As you do, straighten through the right leg. Keep pressing into the ball of the right foot. Soften through that right shoulder, maybe gaze into the palm. Take another full breath here. And then keep the legs how they are. Extend the arms out to a T. Hinge forward slightly at the right hip. As you exhale, bring the right hand down to the shin. Left hand can extend up. If you can start to walk the right hand down the leg and bring it towards the earth. But keep a slight bend in that right knee so you don't start hyperextending. Feel the right ribs start to rotate up towards the ceiling and then soften through the shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here. Take one more full breath. Now I want you to bring that left hand down to the floor. Step the back foot, the left foot, up and out slightly so that the feet are not on the same line of energy. Square the hips to that front foot. As you inhale, extend the spine forward. And then when you exhale, hinge forward over the right thigh. Take another full breath here, finding your pyramid pose. Feel the low back starting to soften. Feel that lengthening in the back of the calf and the hamstring all the way to this right hip. One more full breath here. Notice if you're holding on to tension in the neck as well. Really good, everyone. Go ahead and plant the palms. Step that left foot foot back now. Follow it by the right. Find your plank pose. So you can always stay here, or you can find your vinyasa. Rock the shoulders forward. Exhale to lower halfway. Keep the elbows in line with the shoulders. Come onto the tops of the feet. Press into the palms. Press into the tops of the feet to keep the legs engaged. And then exhale, pull the navel to the spine, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Maybe stay in stillness even. Just notice the difference of the right leg compared to the left. And then let's do the other side. Inhale the left leg up, open up through that hip. Feel the left heel come towards the right glute. Keep pressing the palms into the floor. Maybe soften that right heel down. Take one more full breath. And then let's inhale to straighten the leg. Look forward. Bring the knee into the nose and then plant the foot. Rotate the right foot down. With the right arm, you'll windmill up into warrior two on the opposite side. If you need to create this 90-degree angle with the left hamstring, walk the left foot forward. Right toes are slightly pointed up towards the mat. Seal the outer edge of the right foot down, and then you'll scoop the left glute underneath the hip. That knee, the left knee, is going to point towards the middle or the pinky toe. Extend the fingers out. Chest opens up to the wide side of the mat, but you start to gaze over the left middle finger. Soften the shoulders down the back. Keep up through the spine. Take one more breath. Flip the left palm. Take an inhale, reverse your warrior. At the same time, start to straighten through the left leg. Press into the ball of the left foot. Take one more big cycle of breath here, softening the shoulder. And then as you inhale, bring the arms out to a T, hinge forward. Keep a slight bend in that left knee. Use the exhale to bring the left hand down to your shin. Right hand extends up. Keep the right hip pointing down. You're not squaring the hips here, but you can start to walk the left hand down to the floor if you feel that flexibility and your openness in the right side. Right hand, extends to the ceiling. Maybe the gaze follows. Take another full breath here. And then look down at the floor. Bring the right hand down, and then you're going to step the back foot up and out just slightly so that the feet are not on the same line of energy. Left leg stays straight. Inhale to reach the heart forward. Exhale to hinge over the left thigh. Find pyramid pose on the left side. Keep pressing the ball of the left foot into the floor. And then just notice now how this side might feel a little bit different than the other. Really nice. Look forward. Plant the palms. Step the right foot back, followed by the left. Our last vinyasa here, so choose if you want to go through a vinyasa or come right into downward dog. Reach the heart forward as you inhale. Exhale to lower halfway down. Come onto the tops of the feet. Inhale to press into the palms and the tops of the feet. Strong legs. And then exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Lift the sit bones nice and high. Press into the palms. Take one more full breath here. Inhale to come up onto your tippy toes. As you exhale, I want you to lower the knees all the way down. Either sit on the heels or spread the heels and sit your booty all the way down to the floor. Rest the hands on top of the thighs. Lift through the heart. Just take a few breaths here. So as we quiet the mind in the morning, letting go of things that happened yesterday, letting go of any worry about tomorrow, we're able to be where our life is happening, which is in the present moment. So just take one more breath, seeing if we can stay present for a little bit longer. And then slowly rise up. Find your comfortable seated position. Cross the legs. Rock the sit bones from side to side. To lift up through the heart. And then just have the hands resting palms down on the knees for a little bit of grounding. And as you lift up through the heart, think about one thing today that you can let go of. Is there something that constantly is nagging at you? Maybe it is a quality. Maybe you have too much self-doubt. Maybe you are too critical. So see if you can just let go of that one thing to make space for something positive. And take one more full breath here. And keep the eyes closed. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. And I want you to put a smile on your face and give yourself some internal props for coming to your mat today. There's no one else that typically can get us to do anything. It's up to us to get ourselves to the mat, get ourselves out walking or jogging. And so this is the first step, is making it to our mat. So good job. Take a big deep breath in. Open the mouth, sigh everything out. And then when you're ready, we'll blink the eyes open. Namaste. So good job, everyone. I hope that your place is still a little bit cool. Much cooler for me in here. I don't have a full sweat face or mustache, so hopefully you guys are staying a little bit cool this morning too. Make sure you do stay hydrated. And if you have any questions, I am happy to be a support for you, so feel free to reach out to me. And then just keep moving today. Hope you have a really, really great day and you take time for yourself and really be in the present moment. See you guys on Friday at 9. Have a good one.